Hello and welcome to my first look at the last Horus Heresy novel before we get to the Siege of Terror, and that is book 54, The Buried Dagger, Doom of the Death Guard by James Swallow. It's just come out, it's first chance to buy at the Horus Heresy Weekender from Saturday the 2nd of February. Just come back, I thought I'd do this first look. It does seem odd for me doing this kind of video before I've even read it. I'll tell you that. I'd much rather read it and give you a full review, trying not to spoil it. I have done book reviews before, but nonetheless, I just wanted to explore the book, read you the preface, and go through a few of the other features and things. A while ago, Black Library decided to change the format of the Horus Heresy books into this like large sort of hardback book. I've got Titan Death here, and this is book 53. What they've done for a while now is they've listed every single book in the Horus Heresy series, which is awesome. So that's 54. If you've got 5 more, it's going to end on 59 books probably. Maybe there'll be an anthology at the end of number 60. I don't know whether they're going to round the number up, but either way, Titan Death was 53, Buried Dagger is 54. After this book, we're going to start the 5 books with the Siege of Terror. So the Buried Dagger. As the Siege of Terror draws ever closer, Mortarion and his sons finally meet their destiny in the darkness of the warp. I went into a seminar about the Buried Dagger with James Swallow and a lady from Black Library, I think, where they talked a little bit about it and, you know, went through the artwork as well, which the artwork, very interesting artwork. Look, it goes all the way around, but you can just see they pointed out that although the structure and things of the chapel, ship, whatever, is still intact, there are some kind of twisted things starting to sort of appear. You know, decay is starting to set in. It's not going to be sort of full Warhammer 40,000 decay as we know it, full Death Guard as we know it, as soon as they get to Terror, but it is starting to change and rot and all the rest of it. Anyway, let me just tell you that this book, well, it costs £20 because it's hardback. I think they normally release a sort of wide paperback version. I certainly saw Titan Death in paperback and Talan and the Crimson King, and I think they're £12.99, so they're £13. So if you want to save yourself £7, just wait and it will come out in softback. But I don't know how long Black Library intend to print these Horus Heresy books. Bearing in mind you can still get the original ones. You know, I hope they do stay around for quite a while. They do sell well. The actual main story will set you back 371 pages. Of course, it was published in 2019. Titan Death, just for example, I know it doesn't mean anything, but Titan Death is 442 pages. So that's an extra 70 pages or so in Guy's novel. So James was at the event and I was able to grab a signing of the book from him. Which is brilliant. So if you're into that, it's one of the great reasons to go to these events. It's got some artwork in here. There's some artwork there. And then there's also, I do like the artwork that sort of separates some of the pages. There's some artwork also. And then you've got some more towards the end, like that one, and then that one as well. So we all know who that is. That's clearly Sanguinius. Anyway, so you got some artwork in there, which is great. I'll read you the preface. The skies darken over Terror as the final battle for the throne looms ever closer. As the traitor Primarchs muster to the War Master's banner, it is Mortarion who is sent ahead as the vanguard of the traitor forces. But as he and his warriors make way, they become lost in the warp and stricken by a terrible plague. Once thought of as unbreakable, the legendary Death Guard are brought to their knees. To save his legion, Mortarion must strike a terrible bargain that will damn his sons for eternity. Meanwhile, in the cloisters of Holy Terror, plans are afoot to create sedition and carnage in advance of Horus's armies. Taking matters into his own hands, Malcador the Sigillite seeks to put a stop to any insurrection, but discovers a plot that he will need all of his cunning and skill to overcome. Interesting. So you've got a little bit about Terra and Malkador the Sigillite, but it's mainly going to focus on Mortarion and being lost in the warp, stricken by the terrible plague, and then Mortarion having to have this bargain. So Nurgle probably going to feature in this as well. So that's my kind of first look at the Buried Dagger. I do have a few of these Horus Heresy novels in the hardback. They are lovely, and they're lovely to read, and they're lovely to read in the hardback format. It's whether you think that they're worth it, you think that they're worth sort of £20 or so, or whether you're fine with the paperback versions. I mean, the paperback versions are pretty decent too. Anyway, if you have already read this book, please refrain from spoilers. How did you find it? Pop your comments down below. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. Papa bless.